And speaking of media, we have Tyvis, and we're going to start Tyvis with this headline. What's up, Tyvis?
What's going on, world? Look at that. That was a crazy first shot of me, man.
Well, you were kind of surprised when you looked in the mirror. You're like, wow, am I really that good looking?
Don't hide now, Tyvis. Don't hide now. I got something for you. Talk to him. Stop hiding, Tyvis. Get that close up.
Listen, hold on.
These ain't out.
Mint chocolate chip.
These ain't out. You got to get lower, Steve. Pause.
That's the thing. I respect it. Cut the stock. First of all, stop buying from StockX because they've already shown that they have some flugazis going out.
Shout out to StockX. If you want to deal with your boy, they got 15s and 13s if you're a big man. And you can't get the shoes. Sometimes you want the cool kicks. You don't want no Brooks or New Balance. Go on over to StockX.
Well, you got to dog my Brooks.
Let's take tag board. Hold on. Take tag board forward. This is a picture of Myles talking to the media.
That's rough.
I don't know if you guys can see from this photo, but he's bruised. His eyes.
All right, this is freaking absurd.
Yeah, this is nuts.
He should not play.
This is nuts.
He shouldn't even be at the facility. He should just be at home resting.
Guys, it looks like he's got 2 bruises, one on the left temple, one on the forehead.
No,
his eye is swollen.
Why is he even there?
Come on, what are we doing?
This is ridiculous.
He's not playing.
Come on now.
He ain't playing, but he got to be there because they got to give him treatment.
He's saying it's a game time decision.
This is another picture from.
Oh my goodness!
Come on.
What are we? No.
What I'm gonna tell you is this: if you don't practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you typically 98% of the time you're not playing that game.
Tyvis, it shouldn't even be after what we saw with Tua yesterday. You can't let him play. I
mean,
come on.
He's not playing.
Yeah,
he's not.
But Tyvis, why did you come out and say it? You're not fooling anybody. Everybody know he's not playing, right? Everybody, you think Atlanta think he's playing?
You don't want that offense coordinator game plan for him.
Oh,
you still
stop playing with me.
It's a mindset.
Well, as soon as they see that picture, they're going to say the same thing we said.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's crazy.
That dude ain't playing. Hey, Tyvis, you know Marcus Mariota well. What are the Browns in for on Sunday?
I tried to get him in the championship game and I wanted to tell him hang 10. But Marcus Mariota is a great athlete. I mean, he's a guy who, he can make all the throws. The thing about him is that he does have that mobility. Now, I think he has under 100 yards rushing this season, but it's one of those, if Myles Garrett ain't there and we play a lot of man like we did last week, it's going to be open, and he's going to take that because he's a guy that wants to keep the chains moving. So I think this is his chance to try to prove to people that he should still be a starting quarterback. They're going to tailor make this game plan to fit him. And I think Kyle Pitts is the guy who I'm worried about the most because now he doesn't have to stay in the chip block for Myles Garrett or Jadeveon Clowney. Now he's able to free release and do the routes that he wants to do, and they want to get him heavily involved. We seen last game his numbers went up a little bit more, so he's the guy that I'm kind of worried about.
What did you guys do to Marcus in the championship game? Because I remember walking past him on the field after the game. He walked right by me. He looked like he needed smelling salts. And I don't mean, he just looked like, I cannot believe that Ohio State just did that to me. What were you guys doing that made it so difficult for him to do what he had done on everybody else all year long?
We was just playing fast and playing hard. I mean, this was an Oregon team. You got to remember, this is back when they was doing that tempo stuff, and that was the thing that we feared the most. If they make a big play, they're going to hurry up, and now we scattering trying to figure out what the heck we in and get set lined up and stuff like that. So we was just trying to make sure that we can eliminate that. Once we did that, I mean, they didn't have a ton of playmakers for us. I mean, they were down their receivers. I think their leading receiver was injured. So it was really just Marcus Mariota we was worried about, and I think we did a great job of making sure that we got pressure on him, making him uncomfortable, making him take off and run. And when he took off run, we tried to make sure that we hit him pretty good. So by the fourth quarter, he was ready to get up out of there.
Yeah, they never got in that rhythm.
Tyvis, let me ask you this question because we haven't seen it. When Joe Woods was here, they talked so much about a year and a half ago about him using 3 safeties.
Tell me about it.
And we never saw it. It ain't. You talk about Chubb and Hunt in the backfield. We never saw the 3 safety look, and I was just like, well, if this is a week you got a linebacker down, Ronnie Harrison is a guy that is comfortable playing in the box. He's another guy that can cover somewhat. Why not come out the 3 safety look this week and possibly mix it up front?
They got to blitz. They got to do something different.
Like that. Why don't you think he's utilized that?
Well, I literally said that on Wednesday. I said this is the week that if I'm running the 4-2-5 and I'm down linebackers, I'm putting Ronnie Harrison in as that 5th. Instead of running G. New at the nickel, I'm kind of running Ronnie Harrison at that nickel position because he does give you – he's a physical guy. He wants to be physical, and he has a history of checking tight ends. So, therefore, if it gets to a situation where you're going man-to-man, you're comfortable with a guy who's had history and has some success in this league checking tight ends. I don't really want to put a linebacker on him because – Kyle Pitts is more athletic and he's faster than the linebacker would be. And I think that would be the mismatch that they want. So I would definitely, if I was Joe Woods, I'm definitely running Ronnie Harrison in. I mean, he's on roster. We ain't really utilizing him. He's on special teams. I mean, what the heck did y'all keep him for if y'all not going to utilize him? This is the perfect time to utilize him for situations like this. So if I'm Joe Woods, 1,000% I'm running Ronnie Harrison out there, which is what I said on Wednesday. But who am I? You know, I'm just an undrafted free agent. What do I know?
By the way, Ronnie Harrison is assuming Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney don't play. Ronnie Harrison is tied for second on the team in sacks of guys who will actually play in the game.
That's crazy.
With a half a sack.
True?
Yep.
Of guys that would
with half a sack.
Yeah, with a half a sack of guys that are actually going to play in the game. That's how bad it is.
They're going to have to lean heavily on Alex Wright. It's time for him to step up. You know, you got to show why you're a third-round pick, and I want to see Isaiah Thomas out there. You know, I think he had that one game in the preseason where he had that 2 sacks to start his NFL career. Yeah. We're going to have to we need that this Sunday. You need a guy with a motor. That's what you need at defense end. You have to have that motor because Marcus Mariota got legs, and if you rush up the field too far, you're gonna create a lane, and he's going to escape. And you need guys that's gonna be relentless after this pass rusher. I mean, after this quarterback. And I think Isaiah Thomas is the perfect guy for that. I mean, this is a guy who's young. He was hungry. Where did he go drafted? 7th round, so nobody's really expecting a lot out of him. You have to make a name for yourself in games like this. So this would be the game that they're going to have to come out there and play lights out and have a motor.
He has his chance.
Hey, Tyvis, did you text your boy Von Bell this morning?
I sure did. Listen. I said, Von, you know what? Shout out to you for getting 2 picks, but we gotta talk about your return skills. And he wanted me to know. He told me that he got some type of hammy issues, and it was a short week, so you know he ain't fully rested up and he ain't healthy. So that's what that was about.
Get to the near sideline, son.
Yeah, take your ball and go to the sideline.
He said he ain't having in him to get it all the way to the house because you know he's dealing with some stuff right now. But that's understandable. That's why people is so mad about Thursday night games because you don't get the rest that you need. So it is what it is.
Hey, Tyvis, on the Buckeye front, if we put Anthony, can we get a shot of Anthony right now?
AKA Austin Hedges.
AKA, if we put Anthony in a Rutgers uniform and he played quarterback, would we know the difference?
No.
You know what? This is so sad that this is where Rutgers is in the Big Ten. You know, I asked somebody that. I asked somebody that question about if none of the starters play, would they still be able to beat Rutgers? And they said
we talked about that Wednesday.
Yeah,
1,000% they would, because they said Rutgers is just that terrible of a team. So
yeah,
man.
What if Brad had to play quarterback for Ohio State? Could they beat Rutgers?
No, because Brad's not doing that. But Tyvis, you know Jay's son from Rutgers in the building. Tell him what he's in store for on Saturday.
Yeah, no, this is rough.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna tell you. Traditionally, every time Ohio State plays Rutgers, they score minimum 50 points. So I'm just telling you, the spread is 40 and a half. I think they're gonna cover it, and I'm sorry to say this. Yeah. It's really a shame that they're going to cover this.
The question is, can Rutgers get to 10? And based on what we've seen this year, I don't know that they've scored 10 points in their first 4 games.
Why is Rutgers in the Big Ten? Just for the media?
For the New York market.
For the New York market.
But nobody cares about
the same reason Maryland's in there. Maryland brings the D.C. and Maryland
They get beat so bad, you got to bring back old school words like mollywopped. Y'all got mollywopped.
Hey, Tyvis, 2 things, because we're running out of time here. Give us a Browns-Falcons final score. Give us a Bucks-Rutgers final score.
I got 24-14 Browns.
Okay.
The Rutgers in Ohio State.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be polite. I'm not even gonna disrespect them that bad.
Okay.
49-7.
49-7. That covers though.
That's light.
That's
That's
light.
light.
He said, "I'm going to be light," and they're still going to cover the 40.5-point spread.
49-7. That's generous. I'm being generous and I'm being respectful.
They're lucky Urban Meyer in here. Urban Meyer get 80 on you.
Yeah, Urban Meyer would try to get 80.
Going for it on 4th and 10.
The starters will be out after 2 drives in the third quarter. It'll be the backups.
Oh, golly.
Tyvis, you didn't want any of that smoke last night from my first pitch. You're not taking that deep.
Oh, and I didn't get a chance to see it. Oh, please.
Give me 1 sec. Tyvis, give us 1 sec.
By the way,
over the fence.
The closest game between Rutgers and Ohio State was in 2020. The final score is 49-27.
Yeah, I remember that game.
And you know what? They were in that game,
They were in that
too.
game.
They got a couple of late scores to make it
You know what?
22 points.
And they
Was that
still
the
almost
COVID year?
scored 50
Yeah,
points.
That was the COVID year, yeah.
Oh, that don't count.
COVID year doesn't
Ohio
count.
State has scored 49 points minimum every time they've played Rutgers.
They'll have 49.
Tyvis, you ready for this?
Here we
Let's
go.
see it.
Let's play
I'm
it.
gonna take right over the fence.
Yeah. You are not taking this over the fence. And by the way, this was just a warm-up pitch. This wasn't anything.
Oh my goodness. Oh Jay.
Bro, you grounded out
I
in a
wouldn't
softball
I
game.
wouldn't even let you disrespect me by pitching to me like you better not disrespect me and throw me no pitch like that because I was literally not only what I did. I'm taking you out the stadium with that. All
Out
right?
of the stadium. Do we tell me we have Tyvis hitting against softball pitching? We have to have that ready.
We don't. You know what? I'm out of time, Jay. I gotta go.
We love you, Tyvis. You know that.
Everybody.
Tyvis.
See y'all
Out of
Wednesday.
time.
We'll see you next week.
He's like this